Welcome to Natural Habitat Adventures Daily Dose of Nature. Today's topic: explore Brazil's biodiversity hotspot, the Pantanal, presented by NatHab Expedition Leader Elder Brandao. I'm your host, Rob Mess. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Elder, take it away.
Hi, thank you very much, Robert. I know how much effort you put on those webinars. It's a long time. I don't do one, so I hope I can do a good job here for everyone. So welcome everyone to this webinar. I hope you enjoy. Hope it can be useful. And the idea is to present here the Pantanal as a destination, but to prepare you for the trip. So know before you go. We're going to talk about safety, weather conditions, what to pack, how is the food you can expect, how are the people in this beautiful wetland. We're going to talk about the itinerary, the activities we're going to do, the wildlife viewing we might see there, and the photo opportunities as well. So we're going to do kind of an overview of the destination, right? Well, welcome again. So let's start. Well, first of all, oops, yeah, just introducing myself. So I'm Elder, I'm an expedition leader, and I'm a biologist. So my background has biology as a degree. I'm working for 20 years in the Pantanal, and I was guiding, capturing jaguars, habituating them on tourism, studying them, setting radio collars, also working as an environmental manager. So I was working with many things there. I was with the busy hands there, but it was really fun. Today, I'm focused on the NatHab trips going to Patagonia and Pantanal. So having a lot of fun on those two amazing destinations. Let's start with the documents you need to bring to and some suggestions, right? So first of all, what is required? So of course, the passport, and I would say you can carry a copy, a digital copy, and a printed copy as well, just in case you need some extra information, right? So passport, and then the tourism visa as well. So also I would say to bring a digital copy of your visa as well. And recommendations, I would say bring with you the itinerary on your cell phone, but also printed material as well. And the same thing about your flights. I would say bring your printed flights as well, just if you want to get a handy in some case. What else? The travel insurance is quite important as well. We are aware of your travel insurances, but anyway, if you want to bring the printed details, is also recommended, right? So this is the first slide about that. So weather and conditions. Well, this is Brazil. This is Pantanal. We are in the center west of the country, so you can expect everyday hot days. So for the whole season or most of it, it's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty hot every day. Um, and but on the other hand, it's a dry weather. We are in the middle. Well, we are in the dry season. Our season, NatHab season, starts in ending of May and beginning to October. So this is dry season. You can expect dry weather. So rain is not common, but anyway, be prepared. We're going to talk about gear, but anyway, be prepared for any cases of rain. And let's go with specific. It's pretty hot, dry weather, but sometimes, usually in the early morning boat rides or in the night drives, can be cold, as Brazilians would say, or as maybe US people from US would say, chilly. So you could expect on those two situations, the night drives and early morning boat rides, it can be chilly, probably around 60 Fahrenheit. And then let's go more specifically. May and June, especially of this year, we're having unpredictable wet season. Later, actually, a late wet season. So I was there a few weeks ago, and we have a lot of water. So I would say that maybe for the trips in May and June, you can expect humidity there. So you might find some water on the fields yet. So that those months we would expect to be drier. But this year, I think we can expect a little bit more wet. Then another specific July. July is the coldest month of the year for us. So you can expect sometimes 40 Fahrenheit. It can be up to 50, 60s during the day, and even hotter, of course. But most of the month it's cold. So I assume 40 degrees Fahrenheit for you guys must be cold as well. And then the last thing, specific in October, you can expect some rain because this is the start of rainy season in the Pantanal. So just a bit, just a bit. Usually between October and November starts the rainy season, and then our trips end in October, right? So this is weather and conditions. So how about we talk about gear and the packing list, what to bring. So you cannot forget your day pack. So bring your NetHab day pack with you. Don't forget your hat, especially for the boat rides. We don't have covered on the boat rides, and I will explain a little bit more later. But anyway, the hats are really important in those activities. Of course, do not forget your down jacket, so a warm jacket. Even though if you're not coming in July, where we expect cold weather, bring your down jacket for all the season. Also, rain jacket. Do not forget that. You can use also as a windbreaker. This is very important as well. And of course, sunscreen, your bug repellent. This is dry season. You don't expect too much bugs or mosquitoes, but some. Probably you'll find some, especially when you are looking inside the forest or on the river, at the edge of the river, looking for a giant river otter or a jaguar. You might expect close to sunset some mosquitoes as well. Anyway, so bring your sun protection and then your bug repellent. Of course, don't forget your sunglasses. Our sunny days are quite strong, so they are quite useful. Of course, the NetHab bottle. Do not forget, we're going to provide you every time water. Buffs, neck gaiter, right? The neck gaiters are really great for sun protection, especially on the boat rides. This is important as well. Again, do not forget your NetHab tags for luggage tags, right? All the expedition leaders will have some extras with them, but anyway, bring for your luggage. And of course, do not forget your binoculars. They are very useful, really important for all the wildlife we might see in the Pantanal. And then talking about the camera gear, I would say bring your cell phones. We can help you guys with any pictures taken from your cell phones. But anyway, if you have a camera, and you can use long lens, you can use wide angle as well. I would bring both. And yeah, so don't forget about that. Let's see. Exceptional things. If you are too sensitive to cold weather, I would say bring gloves and warm hat. And for the boat rides, you might think will be useful to bring rain pants. Sometimes we are quite far from the lodge and we get some rain, and you can have protection for your legs as well. Of course, do also rain covered for your camera gear is very useful as well. Let's see. For the last thing, I think I would say hiking poles. If you really need support for balance, you can you can bring the hiking pole, but choose a collapsible one so it can actually fit on your luggage. One thing that I would not bring is a tripod. Definitely a tripod is not really useful on the boat rides or the safari drives inside the vehicles. Is not really useful at all. Actually, it's going to be in your way. It's not great. I would say if you really insist on that, maybe a monopod could work. Okay, a monopod can help you. Let's see. I think for the gear, that's enough. And just a quick remind expedition gear. For example, you can just remind carry-on bag. Don't forget your wallet, medications, your layers that we just talked, some protection, reusable water bottle, camera gear, and your binoculars as well. So this is probably is going to be your day pack every day. And of course, your check bag. Don't forget your luggage tags again. Let's see. For the next thing, so pre-departure briefing. Bring with you, right? This is very useful, especially because we can go through our wildlife checklist. In the last pages, you can check on that, and we can sit down in 1 or 2 days of the trip, and we can fill out with you all we have seen during the trip. This is really great. Inclusions and exclusions. So the alcoholic drinks, just to remind you, the alcoholic drinks are excluded from the trip costs, except for a round in the welcome and the farewell dinner. Cash and ATMs. Well, everywhere we pass, all the lodges, the hotels, they accept credit cards, so you can use your credit card. And ATMs, actually, you can see one in the airports when you arrive. I will talk more about that, but they are available in São Paulo airport. And talking about specific cash, you don't really need cash, especially to exchange to Brazilian money. Um, the expedition, and then talking about the gratuities. So the expedition leaders are in charge of tipping all the staff during the trip. But anyway, if you feel that you would like to contribute more to one or other staff, yep, you're most welcome. And it can be in cash, it can be in dollars. You don't really need to exchange to Brazilian money. Let's see what else. Also, gratitudes for the expedition leader you can do online, which is pretty easy, or you can bring as well in cash. In dollars is dollars are acceptable as well. And for the last thing, something not to bring, right? Definitely jewelry. You will not need that in the Pantanal. And well, heavy stuff, right? So anything that can be really heavy, you don't really need it. Let's see, now going to the next one, physical requirements. So that's important. This itinerary is more sedentary than active, I would say. It's actually written there, but it can feel arduous with many early morning starts. Can be long days, full hot days of activity. So it can be sometimes tough. But guests should be actually able to manage walks up to 2.5 miles. But usually they are kind of easy in terms of the length, so not so long, over flat but uneven terrain. So it's sandy terrain, right? And let's see. And this is just brought a picture here just to talk a little bit more about the experience, because it's not really hiking at all. You don't really hike in the Pantanal. So I would say walk. And it can be 4 hours walk, for example, a whole morning walk, but not a long distance, can be 2 miles, 2.5 miles. But we go slow in a contemplative speed, looking for wildlife, stopping to see the flora and fauna. So that's the idea. The terrain is sandy, the soil it's sandy. It can be sometimes muddy. Maybe in the beginning of the season can be muddy because something that I just mentioned about the wet season. But we're not supposed to get wet. We're not supposed to get our feet wet. For safety reasons, in some areas, it's not possible to do much walking at all because of jaguars. So this is very specific, very important to mention. The jaguar sightings are so great and accessible in tourism. The jaguars are getting too close to the buildings as well. So the expedition leader will tell you where you can and where you cannot walk. So this is why, for safety reasons, we have limited walks in this itinerary, very similar to a few other destinations around the world. But anyway, this is a picture that I really love because it's one of the most incredible animals we might see there, the giant anteater. And walking with this animal is one of my favorite things to do. Let's see, I think for physical requirements, we are all covered. So in terms of culture, how are people there? So it's a traditional cattle raising destination, right? Pantanal for over 250 years have been a cattle raising country. And people are very friendly. It's a cowboy thing culture, and you have chances to experience people in a few events throughout the trip, especially going to the end of the trip. We got a few interesting things about people, about culture, about Pantanal lifestyle. So yeah, we'll have this as a great thing to experience. How about food? Well, you're going to see it's local, traditional Pantanal food. You have plenty of fish, especially pacu, special catfish as well, has a great taste. Even piranha soup, you might taste that, very nice. The dietary, we can accommodate many. So for vegetarians, vegans, if you have any allergies or restrictions, we are able to accommodate free gluten or anything else. We can accommodate. All the chefs of the lodgers are waiting for us, and they can do a great job on that. Water and juices is included and very typical from Brazil. We have great fruits and great juices we make of it. So it's included in all our meals throughout the trip. And of course, you're not going to starve at all. We're going to have snacks. The expedition leader will have snacks for you at all times. I think about food is that in terms of the trip, starting the trip. So arrivals, we got São Paulo airport. Everyone will arrive to São Paulo. We got two airports, but you are going to arrive in Guarulhos, the first one there in the slide. Guarulhos, the international one, the big one, and we might use, depending on the trip, we might use Guarulhos or the second one, Congonhas, for our local flights to the Pantanal, right? So Guarulhos Airport is big, Congonhas is smaller. NetHab staff will be waiting for you at your arrival. So yeah, to pick guests up and bring to the hotel. And again, there will be ATMs there. The local guide can actually point to you and help you if you really need ATM there. Let's see, I think arrivals is that we are arriving at São Paulo. So we're going to stay in Tivoli Hotel. It's a very nice hotel. Beautiful, great location. This is, I'm happy to say, it's a great location right close to Paulista Avenue, the most important avenue of the city, and located at Jardins neighborhood, which is great because there's a great nightlife, also many shops you can get access to, shopping malls as well, different options like a park that you can walk to from the hotel. It's very close. It's called Trianon Park. Also, we have a very nice museum called MASP, also very close to the hotel, so you can walk to. And again, also the breakfast rooftop is gorgeous of this hotel. So yeah, it's great. We're going to meet there. You're going to meet the expedition leaders at this hotel in the lobby, and then you're going to pass to a welcome presentation meeting room, and then going for the welcome dinner. Let's see. I think for São Paulo, that's it. Just to remind, the electrical sockets of Brazil are like that. The electrical current it's 110. So, and also you can bring some adapters, or we can try to get some, especially in the hotels in São Paulo. They have that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Just showing a first map here. This is the Brazilian map. You're seeing there São Paulo and Cuiabá, those two cities, the main two cities. You're going to fly from São Paulo to Cuiabá city, and is in this orange color is where the two states are that Pantanal is located at. So Pantanal is this green color area. So you're going to fly from São Paulo to Cuiabá. There in Cuiabá, you're going to meet the local guide. We're going to have lunch, and it's going to be our first drive. We're going to drive into the Pantanal, right? So just to prepare you, this is a beautiful picture of the Pantanal. So it's a huge wetland, and we are about to enter this area. So in that day, it's quite useful to have your binoculars and cameras ready. So when you take your flight from São Paulo to Cuiabá, have in your backpack those day pack checking list, right? So that I mentioned. But again, we're going to remind you in the welcome meeting. So arriving in Cuiabá, we're going to drive to a very small town after lunch, and then arriving at Transpantaneira Road, which is a dirt road and where all the fun stuff starts, especially with the wildlife and nature. So after lunch, you take the whole afternoon to get to Arara's Lodge, our first lodge, after sunset, or to get the sunset there in the lodge. So it will take the whole morning, the whole afternoon to arrive there. And it's part of it, it's paved road, and then it starts the Transpantaneira Road, which is a dirt road. Let's see. I think for that is that I like also to mention that later on we're going to be quite close to a state park, which is highlighted there in green, close to the second lodge we're going to be at. So this is a part of the first half of the trip, the first two lodges, and we're going to explore the Meeting of the Waters State Park, just at the edge between the two states that I point to you in the previous map. This is the transportation we're going to use, two vans for each group usually. So this is the sign of Transpantaneira Road. This is where the dirt road starts, and this is really important to have cameras and binoculars handy there. Let's see what else. Yeah, so this is the first lodge, Araras. It's a cozy lodge, simple, air conditioning, comfortable beds, and hot shower. This is what you need. Wi-Fi can be sometimes low, but there is Wi-Fi. It's important to mention that there is no cell phone signal throughout the lodges. So you just have cell phone signal in São Paulo, Cuiabá, and Campo Grande city in the last part of our trip. Arara's Lodge, we're going to spend 2 nights there. So we're going to explore by walking, safari drives, and night drive. So this is the first lodge. Second lodge is Porto Jofre. It's a again simple lodge. It's a riverside hotel, right? And same thing, air conditioning, hot showers, and there is Wi-Fi again, can be slow. But we stay here because this is the best place, the place to find jaguars, right? So the hot spot for them. And besides that, we got the property is amazing. There's a lot of macaws, parrots, toucans all around the lodge, so you can actually take a walk around the lodge. It's beautiful during the day, of course. At night, we don't walk at all. And we're going to explore this area on boat excursions, so river excursions, right? So this is Porto Jofre. We're spending 3 nights there. We're going to have a charter flight. So from the first lodge to the second lodge, we're going to drive. So another drive on the Transpantaneira Road, which is great. We might see a lot of animals in the way, and the scenery is quite nice. But going from the second to the third lodge, we're going to be on a charter flight. And this is a picture of the wetlands of Pantanal. So because the charter flight is an experience on its own, to fly above Pantanal with a high wing airplane, it's quite great to see and to take pictures as well. So, and I mentioned 2 charter flights because from second to third lodge it's going to be charter flight, and from the third lodge to the city to get our flights back to São Paulo, we're going to also be on a charter private flight, right? Um, what else? Let me show you here. This is a map of Pantanal. Pantanal is in all these colors. This is an introduction as well that we may say that Pantanal is actually 11 different Pantanals. So each one has its own color, different features of landscape, habitat, fauna and flora. So we divide it in different Pantanals. You are for the first charter flight, you are at Porto Jofre, the second lodge, and you're going to fly from there to Caiman Lodge, the third lodge far in the south. So this is 1 hour flight, and you're going to cross 4 different Pantanals, which is amazing to see that from the air. If the weather helps, is even better. And the second charter flight, it's from Caiman Lodge to Campo Grande city. So after our nights in Cayman Lodge, also we're going to fly to Campo Grande to take our flights back to São Paulo. And then our third lodge is Cayman Lodge. This is a very special private lodge. It's going to be just us on this lodge. It's called Baiazinha Lodge, and it's amazing. It's built on stilts. It's going to be just us there, and it's full of wildlife around. So yeah, we can talk more about that. There's Wi-Fi, great service, and talking about the accommodations, all the 3 lodges. Just the third lodge has actually laundry services. This is important to mention. Remember, just the third lodge has laundry services. So let's see. Here we're going to explore by safari drives, walk, night drives, and so it's a full activities days. Let's see. So this is a picture of the room, picture of some details of the lodge, um, and the activities we're going to do throughout the trip. So we're going to use safari vehicles like that. So great to explore, great to find animals. Also, we're going to walk. It can be in grasslands. It can be also inside the forest as well, like you can see in this picture. So on trails. So it's great to experience the Pantanal both ways, driving and walk. Also, remember I mentioned there's going to be boat rides. So the second lodge offers the boat rides to see many animals, but especially the jaguars, right? Again, we're going to have beautiful sunsets, probably. Pantanal is well known because of that. So this is another chance to see the sunsets, to get photo opportunities, especially on the boat rides. So yeah, this is one thing we love it to do. Night drives as well. In the first and the third lodge, we have chances to see nocturnal animals during a night drive. This is another picture to show how interesting can be the opportunities for photos in the Pantanal. So to get the reflection, to get the sunsets, to make interesting pictures, right? Or for example, to get some profiles. This you can see the sun in the back. You can see a beautiful tree. The hyacinth macaws flying from the tree. Their artificial nests. So it's something to be interesting in the Pantanal. And now talking about wildlife, what can you expect to see? What is the etiquette to for wildlife watching? So I bring this picture because it's a very unique one. It's a huge concentration of Paraguayan caimans, the special species we have of reptile in the Pantanal. And yes, you have a lot of chance to see caimans. Depending on the season, you can see a lot of concentration. You can see close by, and yeah. But always we'll make sure actually to respect all the wildlife throughout the trip. So we're going to be all the expedition leaders. We're going to be aware of the behavior of the animal, the distance we need to be safe and to respect the animal. Where is the nests? They have cubs or chicks. Should we get closer? Should we not get closer? And etc. So the expedition leaders are very experienced to make a trip of a lifetime, but also respecting wildlife. So they will try to put you in the right place with the right light, in the right moment of action, for example. So I think this is one of the most focused goals we have. So this is another picture to show how beautiful the light can be, how playful you can be with water, different angles of the animals. So just to appreciate a little bit more what we can do together in the Pantanal. Here another example how close you can get. You can even see the dots around the jaw of this animal. So I mean you can have different experience with that animals, for example. Of course, capybaras. I mean, they are amazing. The world's largest rodent. They have cubs throughout the year, so you might have chances to see babies in different months. Um, what else? This is quite rare, but one of the most important goals we have is the Brazilian tapir or lowland tapir. Very elusive. Mostly you see them at night in the night drives, especially in the third lodge. We might have chances also in the boat rides. You never know. but we have seen them there. But this is a special animal, the largest land mammal in Brazil. So this is great as well. This is fun. The coatis, South American coatis. They are amazing mammal group. They work on troop, well, a band, if I can say, and they are fun. Those ringtails are really great to spot on a trail. They go on trees, so the coatis are very fun to observe. Yeah. What else? Monkeys, the primates. We have a few species of primates, but usually we see the howler monkeys. This is a beautiful female. Um, Especially in the boat rides, we have good chance to see them. So howler monkeys. We have capuchin monkeys as well. We have marmoset, a species of marmoset we might see in the first lodge. So just a few things about primates. If you're expecting or if you love primates, this is one of the great ones to see. And of course, this is a special jewelry. This is the giant river otter. We might see them just in the second lodge. This is the chance. And they are just great to see. A big family sometimes can be up to 10 individuals, and they are quite habituated to the boats. We can stop and see, appreciate them, seeing the interaction, vocalization, and so yeah, the giant rear otters are a highlight as well. And of course, the jaguars. The jaguars you can see, we might see in the water. Remember, the second lodge is the special place to see it. You can play with the light. You can play with the water there. We'll try to make the best angle possible so we can enjoy those big cats. You might see them on trees, even in the riverside. I mean, cubs or mating, or even hopefully we can see some action hunting. So I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to see jaguars there, and we want to make the best of it. So jaguars in water, jaguars on trees. You can see photos, even like this one that really close, and you can see the details. So it's pretty nice. And always remember, in a in a safe safari uh, led by the expedition leader. So yeah, or walking at the riverside. So it's special to see them walking eye level as well. Another opportunity for photographers as well, and of course at night. So it's a little bit more challenging to take pictures at night. But anyway, with the mirrorless cameras now, you can actually do a lot of great job. And so yeah, we have chances to see them at night. But at night, always on a safari vehicle, right? Never walking. And we cannot forget about the giant anteater, one of the most favorite animals my favorite animals to see. This is a close-up view with a baby which is on her back, which is quite rare to see, but it's possible to see during the high season. So the anteaters we might see during the day, but especially in the end of the day, especially dusk. So the giant river, we have chances of seeing in the third lodge. So the first and the second lodge, the chances are quite low, but we get better chances in the last lodge. And of course, those guys are really rare nowadays, but you might see sometimes the lesser anteater, a beautiful little guy that goes on trees as well. And of course, we cannot forget about the hyacinth macaws. This is a jewelry of Pantanal. We can see them through all the trip in the first, second, and third lodge, and you can get probably different opportunities to experience the hyacinth macaws and to photograph them as well. Uh, Ocelots. We might see ocelots. It's pretty rare, but we might see ocelots. So take our chances. Do not forget your cameras or binoculars at the lodge, because when you do not expect, they can show up. So ocelots we might see too. And of course, the symbol bird of Pantanal. This is Jabiru stork, one of the world's largest storks, and it's special. You will see also throughout the trip. You're going to have opportunities to see this huge stork. What else? This is my favorite bird, crested oropendula. The sounds of this animal, the display is just amazing. So I hope you can find them in the Pantanal. This beautiful nest. It's just gorgeous. Blue eyes, yellow tail. So yeah. So talking a little bit more about birds. So this is common, quite common, the Gira cuckoo. It's a common bird, but it's a beautiful with this punk hair style, punk style hair, right? And this beautiful colors. Usually you see them in groups. So Gira cuckoo. We might see this beautiful that look like a hummingbird, but the rufous tail jacamar. Amazing little guy. Beautiful colors. We might see them in the riverside, so in the river boat excursions. It's quite nice to see. And I think I'm ending the presentation here. This is a hummingbird. We might have chances to see hummingbirds during the trip. This is the gilded sapphire, and it's quite beautiful as well. So, of course, if I could have 3 hours talking to say some things about the Pantanal, I could talk that long, but I hope I can find you there in the Pantanal. You're going to have great friends of mine leading the trips as well. So I wish you a great trip, and I think we now are open for questions. If you have any of them, I'm here.
All right, Elder, thank you so much. Now, if you do have questions, I would like to remind everyone that you can submit your questions via the question field in your control panel. Just go to the upper right-hand corner of your control panel. You'll see those three lines. Go ahead and click on those, go down to questions, and pop them in there. All right, we do already have some questions, so let's get to them. So, what what's the temperatures going to be like on a typical mid-July day? Am I going to be wearing layers and then taking stuff off, or is it just going to be hot all day?
Yeah, the question is about mid-July. I would say it's gonna be cold, probably 60. The cold weather can last for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This year it's quite unusual. We have, as I mentioned, we have a late wet season. We are supposed to see now the water going down, and we didn't. The water went up, so we got more water. This is also probably this also interferes in the temperature, so it gets a little bit colder than usual, I imagine. So the question about July, I would say during the day 60s, even 50s, dropping to 40s, 40 Fahrenheit at night. So I would never come to the Pantanal without a warm jacket, especially in July.
Would you say that, June through September, are they similar temperatures, or are we going to have to uh, pack differently for those times?
I would say through all the season, pack the same way. Expect cold and expect hot days. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit most of the season, some cold time during the early mornings and cold nights for the night drives. So you get a jacket. And especially July, you will expect cold weather even during the day.
Perfect. Good to know. So, what about my feet? What should I be wearing on my feet? Do you have any recommendations for the best footwear?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was planning to talk about that and I forgot. So yeah, I would say I would bring two pairs. So one waterproof boot, like a hiking boot, right? And one comfortable shoes. That's it. I mean, we're not supposed to get our feet wet, but anyway, remember, in the early season this year, I am expecting some water in on the fields. So a little bit of water, maybe close to the trail, maybe sometimes muddy in one or there place. So even though not supposed to get feet wet, you might expect some muddy terrain in the beginning of the season. But you want sometimes, for example, comfortable shoes to walk on the lodges, and also it's also important the hiking boots. I mean the waterproof boots on the boat excursions because we'll be making stops for toilet breaks throughout the trip, throughout the tours as well. Every 2 hours we're planning to make toilet breaks. But when we are on a boat rides, we're also planning the toilet breaks, but it's going to be bush toilets, right? So we're going to stop in the riverside, go out right there, and go for the bush toilet. And you want sometimes it's better the waterproof, the hiking boot that can be muddy terrain there.
Gotcha. Good to know. And you said if we do get a little bit muddy, you said it was the third lodge. Is that where we'll be able to do laundry? Will there be other opportunities?
Exactly. This year, the lodge changed a little bit, and now we have available for laundry just the third lodge. So that's it. Yeah.
That's good to know. Thank you so much. Let's talk about money for a second. Should I get local money or can I use US dollars throughout the trip?
Yeah, as I mentioned, you can use dollars. Well, first of all, you can use your credit cards everywhere. And then dollars you can use, it's welcome. The dollars are welcome for tip anybody if you want to tip extra. And you don't really, in my perspective, you don't really need to exchange to Brazil money because those things that I just mentioned, the credit card and the dollars are welcome. So
Perfect. Thank you for reiterating that. We appreciate that. So, am I going to have to worry about malaria? Should I take anything ahead of time to prepare for that? Any recommendations for that?
So of course, follow your doctor advice. Definitely always follow your doctor advice. But there is no cases of malaria in the Pantanal, inside the Pantanal, or yellow fever or dengue. Even though we heard different things, but there is no cases of those disease in the Pantanal. Anyway, in South America, in Brazil, you have some cases of those disease in some cities, in some areas. So yeah, in Brazil you have some cases. So again, in the Pantanal you don't have those. And anyway, follow your doctor devices. Sorry, your doctor recommendations, and you will be safe. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Elder. So we've got a lot of questions about the luggage. You mentioned a duffel bag. What if I have a soft-sided carry-on roller type? It doesn't have. It doesn't. Can it have wheels, or does it have to be completely soft?
Now, I just showed a picture of a duffel bag, but it's just an example. You can bring any kind of luggage. We don't have any limitations really. The transportations, the vans we use. and the charter flights we take, they don't really have too much limits. Sorry. So you can bring with wheels, you can bring a soft side, it can be a hard side. So I don't think you have any limitations on that. The only limitations we have are the flights, the regular flights, international or local flights that the air companies put on that. That's it.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for addressing that. That was definitely something that we had a few questions on. All right. So now, are there going to be any places for us to swim along the way?
The three lodges actually have they have swimming pools that are great. They are great. And the third lodge is a private lodge, so it's a private swimming pool. It's even better. So, but not really swimming in the river or any lake. No.
Gotcha. Will I need insect repellent?
Yes, definitely. I would bring, as I mentioned, is dry season. So we do not expect mosquitoes to be crazy like can be in the wet season or in a few places in Brazil. But in the Pantanal is dry season, so we do not expect mosquitoes. We can we can expect some in that time of dusk when you are right there in the forest waiting to see, I don't know, a giant river otter going in. It's then, or you're expecting a jaguar right there to move around at dusk, and then probably you're going to find some mosquitoes. But I would like to highlight, because of this unusual late wet season, that the beginning of the season we might have some water on the fields, and that can result in some mosquitoes in the beginning of the seasons. We're talking about May and June. Yeah, so I will be aware. I will not forget the bug repellent.
Great. Thank you so much. Um, will we see hummingbirds? Are there maybe hummingbird feeders at lodges, perhaps?
Well, we our policy of interacting with wildlife, we do not put bird feeders for them, for hummingbirds specifically. In the second lodge, you might see some fruits around. Probably will see some hummingbirds, like the gilded hummingbird, the gilded sapphire, or this swallowtail hummingbird. Those are the most common ones. But we have many others, and yeah, we have chances to see them in the three lodges. So chances to see them, or in the drives, the during the Transpantaneira ride, the Transpantaneira road, we might see some hummingbirds.
Elder, you've been muted, sir.
Can you hear me?
You're back. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, did you lose me
We
when
lost
I
you
was
about
talking?
halfway through the explanation. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So yeah, we might see some hummingbirds in the way. In the three lodges, we might see them, but also especially in the drive from the second to the third lodge, we might see some hummingbirds. Um, we don't usually put hummingbird feeders for them, but you might see some fruits for some birds in the second lodge. But that's it. The chances of seeing hummingbirds are there. Not so high, but we can see.
Thank you, Elder. Do you have any recommendations for what camera lens maybe we should bring? A 70 to 200? Should I do a 500? Any advice you could give us would be helpful.
Sure. I would say first you can go light. You don't bring too much gear. But anyway, if you love it, you have plenty of space in each vehicle, right? Or boat. We have plenty of space for extra gear. I would say long lens. I'm bringing, for example, a 400. So 100 to 400, but it can be like 200. It's useful, it's handy. If you love, you bring a wide angle as well, which is quite useful for the landscape there, for and the pictures from close by animals, or flowers, or it's quite nice to have that. I would say at least one long, up to 400, because even though we can get close to the animals, sometimes you just want that details of a monkey that is on the tree. A 400 will be great. But yeah, the new cameras are getting 500, 600, is even greater. So yeah, I think that's some ideas.
Should I bring my tripod along with me for this trip?
No, not really. Tripods are not helpful at all because of the dynamic of the safari vehicles and the dynamic of the boat rides. It's not useful at all. So a tripod I would not bring. Maybe if you really need to get the stable shot, bring a monopod. Bring a monopod. If you insist on bringing one, if you really think this is important for you, bring a monopod. Because especially for the boat ride, a monopod, if a collapsible, right? One that is collapsible monopod, it could be handy for you there.
So I know that when you go on a trip, we all take a lot of pictures. Do we have any way to share these pictures amongst ourselves?
Definitely, definitely. Especially in the welcome meeting, we explain and show to you where is you can share. So at my portal, at guest portal there, NetHab website, NetHab portal actually, you can log in, and just who is on that trip actually can share the pictures between the clients and with the guide. So definitely we will share, the expedition leaders will share there, will upload the photos there. And if any client wants to share as well, you can do it. So in the end of the trip, we will have a bunch of them there, and we can share our pictures. It's quite easy. And if you don't know how to do it, as soon as we arrive there, the expedition leader can show you how it's done, because it's pretty easy to demonstrate.
Great, Elder. Thank you so much. Well, unfortunately, that is going to be all the time that we do have for questions today. So I'd like to throw it back to you for any closing comments you may have for us.
All right, so thank you very much for your presence here. I hope it was useful. I hope it was interesting. And I hope we can meet there. And I wish you a great trip, a remarkable trip with NetHab in this 2025 season. So thank you.
And thank you so much, Elder, for taking the time to present to us today. And I'd also like to thank everyone who joined us today. So if you are interested in information on how you can travel to the Pantanal with NatHab, please give us a call at the number on your screen, or you can send us an email at info@nathab.com. Our adventure specialists are happy to help you out. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to them as well. Join us tomorrow for our next daily dose of nature. You can check out this week's registration links on our website at nathab.com/webinars. We did record today's presentation, and we will have the replay available on our website soon. With that, I will conclude today's webinar. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.